In this video, I'm going to compare two of the best three-row family crossover SUVs you can buy today. The 2023 Hyundai Palisade versus the 2023 Kia Telluride. Both are huge in size, both have a luxurious interior with all the bells and whistles, and both drive extremely well. These SUVs are corporate cousins and share a lot of similarities, and both have been redesigned in 2023. In this video, I'll compare the two top trim levels, the Palisade Calligraphy versus the Telluride SX Prestige XPro, to determine which one is the ultimate three-row family crossover SUV to buy in 2023. All right, let's get started. Number 1, exterior. On the exterior, although both of these cars are very similar, they also have many differences. The overall size, length, width, height are nearly identical because they do share the same platform, and overall profile also has a similar shape. However, the exterior styling of both SUVs are different. On the latest 2023 Kia Telluride, the grille has now been reshaped. It's a bit more distinctive, and the design itself just looks a bit better. There's also two kind of grilles for 2023. The X-Line and X-Pro receives a grille that's more blacked out with no chrome, and the rest of the chrome on the outside has been replaced with a shadow or dark chrome. The headlights have also been reshaped. Unfortunately, Kia decided to get rid of the orange amber daytime running lights from the previous model. As for the 2023 Palisade Calligraphy, there's also been changes to the grille. It's now even bigger in size. It takes up almost the entire front end of the SUV, making it look a bit like a transformer, to be honest. The grille dominates the front end so much that you can't even tell there's headlights up front. Now, both SUVs have 20-inch wheels on the top trim levels, but the Telluride XPro SX Prestige comes with smaller 18-inch wheels. And the reason being, Kia wanted to make the Telluride XPro a bit more off-road worthy. So the tires have been replaced with all-terrain tires with a much more aggressive thread design. Now, the back of the SUVs is where the similarities between the two SUVs are more noticeable. Both SUVs have similar looking vertical LED taillights. You see the name spelled out on the back, and of course the dual exhaust tips on the right side only. So for this category, looks are subjective, so I'm going to give it a tie. I'll let you decide which SUV you like the best, but for me personally, I do like the Telluride a bit more because I do think it looks more like a SUV for the outdoors. Number 2, interior. Inside both SUVs, the interior is quite amazing. Both offer plenty of size, the latest features, and both have a luxurious cabin design. Both the Palisade and the Telluride have quilted and heated and ventilated Nappa leather seats. Also, leather and soft material throughout the cabin, beautiful design dash and center console, and both SUVs received the updated infotainment system for 2023 with dual 12.3-inch displays, one in the center of the dash and one behind the steering wheel. Both SUVs are also among the biggest in the segment. During my review of both the Palisade and Telluride, I thought there was ample amount of headroom, legroom, shoulder room, and hip room in the first and second row. The third row also is great for kids and shorter adults as well. Another great thing about both SUVs is the fact that they're both not too high off the ground, so getting in and out is much easier versus, say, a full-size SUV. Now, the dash of the 2023 Telluride has been redesigned with 2 screens, and both screens are bright and responsive and look very nice. The digital gauge cluster gives you digital representation of speed, also tells you tire pressure, gives you your trip computers, you can also see your media, your safety systems, and a whole lot more. A cool new feature is now you can see what's in your blind spots inside the digital gauge cluster. If you turn on your signal to either side, you'll see a video of what's in your blind spot on the digital gauge cluster. The Telluride's interior does seem a tad more utilitarian versus the Palisade. There's grab handles on the center console, there's a traditional shifter, and a steering wheel that looks more traditional. And the interior cabin also has more use of black trim. Now, moving on to the Palisade, the 2023 Hyundai Palisade Calligraphy feels like a Genesis. It has beautiful perforated leather door handles with matching wood trim. Of course, that matches the beautiful dash with a vent design that looks very futuristic, and there's also ambient lighting throughout the cabin. The heated and leather steering wheel has also been refreshed for this year, and it has a very unique 2-spoke design. And let's not forget that floating console in the middle, which provides access to climate controls, shifting, driving modes, and other features that you want access to. Something new for this year's Palisade is the third row now gets heated seats, an option that most luxury SUVs don't even have. Another new feature for 2023 is Wi-Fi hotspot capability, which is built in. The new Palisade also comes with blind spot view monitoring, just like the Telluride memory seats, driving modes, heads-up display, digital rearview mirror. These are all things you'll find inside a Telluride as well. So in terms of interior, both SUVs are big, beautiful, and luxurious. This could really go either way, but I'm sticking with the Telluride. It's just a bit more utilitarian than a futuristic interior of the Palisade, and I like that a little bit better. Number 3, powertrain. Under the hood, both vehicles have an identical 3.8-liter V6 that's producing about 291 horsepower and 262 pound-feet of torque. And both are utilizing an 8-speed automatic transmission, which provides a very smooth ride, no complaints. Both SUVs are expected to get around 19 miles per gallon in the city and 24 miles per gallon on the highway for fuel economy. This is with all-wheel drive. Both SUVs can be configured with self-leveling rear suspension, which helps contribute to the smooth ride by lifting up the rear end of the vehicle to distribute the weight more evenly. Now, both of these SUVs can normally tow 5,000 pounds, which is a lot already. But the Kia Telluride XPro can tow a little bit more at 5,500 pounds. So in terms of this category for performance, both SUVs are basically identical, but I have to give the win to the Telluride because the XPro can tow 500 pounds more than the Palisade. Number 4, drive. Both the Palisade and Telluride ride extremely smooth and quiet. Once you get inside and close the door, you really hear nothing from the outdoors. On the road, every bump gets soaked up by the suspension like it's nothing, making for a very comfortable ride. It's really hard to differentiate between the Palisade and Telluride because of how good they both drive and feel on the roads. However, I feel the Telluride rides a little bit stiffer than the Palisade, which makes you feel a bit more in control, especially when combined with a slightly heavier steering feel. Even though both SUVs are very easy to drive, the Telluride requires just a tad more effort, which will appeal to people who like to drive. The Telluride's exhaust is also a tad louder as well. The Palisade, on the other hand, feels very smooth, very comfortable, and feels easier to drive, and that could be appealing to some as well. The driving position and visibility on both SUVs are great, and both now have auto-adjusting lumbar support for the driver, which is basically a massage chair to ease the physical stress of a long drive. Both Kia and Hyundai offer their entire suite of safety systems, such as automatic emergency braking, lane keep assist, adaptive cruise control, and many others, all standard. As for this category, again, it could go either way, but my preference is the Telluride due to the stiffer suspension, stiffer steering, and the louder exhaust. Number 5, pricing. So for the 2023 Hyundai Palisade, the base model starts around $37,000, and then if you go up to the Calligraphy, it goes up all the way up to $51,100 for the all-wheel drive model. Now for the Kia Telluride, the base model starts also around $37,000, and the top trim level, the SX Prestige XPro, comes in slightly under $53,000. Both SUVs come with the longest warranty on the market, 5-year, 60,000 mile bumper to bumper, and 10-year, 100,000 mile for powertrain. So for this category, even though both SUVs have very similar pricing, I'm going to give the win to the Palisade due to its slightly lower pricing, especially comparing the top 2 trim levels. So to conclude, this battle is almost too close to call. Both the 2023 Hyundai Palisade and the 2023 Kia Telluride are, in my opinion, the top 2 SUVs in the midsize 3-row SUV segment, and they are so similar in many ways. However, based on these 5 categories, I'm awarding the win to the Kia Telluride. Make sure you smash the like and subscribe to the channel, and let me know what you think by leaving your thoughts in the comments below.